I'll try to get in as early as I could, but I know you're having problems in line. Good morning to everybody. Good morning, Brucey, everybody. Miss T, Miss Monica, my dear, Mommy Short, Angie, everybody, the lady who just called, accept my sympathy, and all the other callers and listeners, because I know you have to take more calls. Love you, baby, and have a good day.
Thank you very much. Overseas line, good morning. Something is wrong with the overseas line. So, guys, I just wanted to check it. So, you need to use the local numbers. Oh, God, I know when you get in long in nature, there's not much patience, you know. And I don't like to, Anyhow, God is good. I will gain some. So, hold on. With the technical issues being sorted out. Caller, good morning. Guys, call me on 342-0081-478-0595. And please remember, I'm wearing earphones in my ears. Caller, good morning.
Sharon, blessed love to you, my dear.
Morning.
Yes, I'm here and I'm just coming from the market. So let us keep the faith as strong as we could. Right? And my condolences goes out to my sister in there.
Yes, Carol.
Yes, keep the faith. Let us keep the faith. Blessed love to Trinidad and Tobago and all my strong family into the Titans, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you very much. All right. So, caller, good morning.
Good morning. I am appealing to the radio station.
Mr. Nicolo.
There are many.
Mr. Nicolo. Hello.
Hello.
Low down the radio now.
Thank you very much, but please listen carefully what I'm saying. There are some...
Caller, good morning, please.
Pleasant good morning to you, my breath of fresh air.
Good morning.
I hope everything is okay, and I hope you have a wonderful and happy day as I am having today. Pleasant good morning to each and everyone that is locked on. And I want to say, Miss Gloria, is Lady J who said happy birthday to you, and I'm enjoying my birthday so far today too. So
happy birthday to all of you.
So, yes, thank you. Oh Lord, Shan, I had a beautiful breakfast this morning: turkey, ham, and egg with two beef pastas.
Excellent.
And my daughter-in-law cooking. My niece and nephew and them planning something or the other, and they come in later with whatever, I don't know. So I just had to sit down, and my friend now called me and asked me if I'm going across where I used to work in the bar there. Like Mr. Plaster, they asked me if I'm going across. I said, we can't lie in the bar. It was the man license get away. Or? She said, well, she ain't bothering to come down the road neither. Everybody want me to buy them this evening, but I'm not going by nobody. They didn't come to me. So I just say praise and thank the Lord that, like Mr. Chance and Mr. Eversley and them, I could put SC at the side of me, behind my name. I'm now a senior citizen. Pension looking around the corner. Thank you very much. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Praise and thank. God bless to everybody. Everybody have a blessed and happy day. Shan, you reach home safely and be healthy and safe. And we'll hear you from you again tomorrow, please God. I'll be on for the rest of the day because I have to stay inside my bedroom. My son making noise outside with music.
Thank you very much, Lady J. Ms. Tunapuna, good morning.
This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it, Sharon. Don't be sad, be glad, girl. You get life. You're blessed this morning.
So true.
I don't know why somebody tell me you're angry. Who make you angry?
I'm angry.
No, your voice sound because your line is not working. I call in like hell on the overseas line.
I don't know what's happening.
And that happened this morning with Tiana because I told her about it. You see, but it ain't really working. When you tell her overseas call, she thinks she connect you, your phone still ringing in your ears. So I don't know what that is.
I don't know what's going on. So
whatever that is.
you know, when you're getting down in age, you just be kind of less patient. Less patience.
Yeah.
So you know, when I want everything to work, I come to work, I want it to work. But you know, with the technology times we live in, things will go bad. Go down.
Sharon, you come in there with the anxiety to start the program of a blessed day Sunday to give God thanks and praise or smile a little bit. And these things could aggravate. Your management has to do something about that. You can't do nothing. That's my boss in there.
I think
Piper do what you have to do. This one do what you have to do.
Not Piper. Don't blame Piper today.
Whoever.
It has
I just get mad because when I can't get you, I just go mad.
No,
this morning I have to call Francine to get one of the regular numbers.
No. Let me tell you, is it was a power surge. So you know when the thing cut off, manually I had to put back everything. So that's the whole issue.
Oh well, right now my TV going through. My big screen TV I buy less than 3 years ago. The lamp inside it gone. I'll do it on a big surge. I'm taking better damaging people in this country, you know. But anyway, I want to say good happy birthday again to oh God, Miss Gloria, and somebody else says that.
And Lady J.
Lady J was my friend. She don't even mention no more. But good happy birthday anyway. I remember Lady J very well. But anyway, Sharon, I was gonna say something, but real quick. Sharon, I wish we could come in the morning and go be talking about them dead people. When you hear that again, it makes you bring in a deep sorrow. And you want to send out your condolences. But we suppose, I can't run no program day. But we supposed to have a free up day where we ain't about dead. Only listen to the government program, no man. You have to say this one dead, that one dead. All of us are people who dead, you know. But we can't dwell on the dead. The Bible tell you, don't sorry for the happy dead. We have to move on, keep on praying for our safety and to tell people, wear your mask and sanitize yourself. Thank you very much, Sharon. I ain't trying to be rude or what, you know, but that's the thing that's kind of when you own, like me and some of the people on the radio, me and Manu, we don't be kind of, don't want to hear about so much dead boys. It just frightens us. You understand? So give us some uplifting, Sharon. You could let's go with some good music. You could do it. I christened you this morning. You are the queen of the airways. I was that I retired. I passed that man to you. And you keep it up. Don't let nobody steal your joy. Because it says I give it up to you. I still have a joy in me. Don't mind me, joy. It's going to be sad there sometimes. Inside here. Shout out God. Too much information.
All right, Mr. Napuna. All right, Trinidad and Tobago. I tell you, not today. I rebuke you, Satan. Get away. Oh, God. Not today. Jenny, call me back. I saw you calling me because I want to go into something here. So call me back quickly, right? Yes, Jenny?
Hi, my name is Felix. So God, so happy to hear you. I love the music, you know, but I like your voice more. Well, seeing that you're going to get into something, I'll come back later because it's something I wanted to...
No, go ahead, and then I will deal with my issue.
Okay, I hope Khadija Amin, Member of Parliament Khadija Amin, is listening because it's important that she listens and understands. Because at the end of the day, she's one of our children, whether we like it or not, she's one of our children. So I want to school her a little bit. Because she's going down the same road as her leader. And while it may not have hope for her leader, she's a young member of parliament. It could have hope for her to change her ways. Because she's following the footsteps of her political leader, using and referencing against slavery. Right? Her leader would have said slavery, the COVID-19 policies where persons who trying to get back home and they can't get because of the closure of the borders and all that. She compared it to slavery. And Khadija Amin would have used a quote that was posted on Dr. Naim Gaspie's page that spoke about slavery, but the context in which Khadija Amin used it, it is in a very disrespectful and flippant way. Because had she used it the way it would have been used on Dr. Naim Gaspie's page, she would have understood that it was a thought-provoking quote. It was not anything to be taken literally. Khadija Amin would have said that the stability of slavery versus the uncertainty or the instability of freedom. making it appear as if slavery was such a good thing. And just thinking about freedom was very uncertain, so we would have been happy in slavery. I want to tell her she needs to stop those nonsense, because there's nothing that could be compared to slavery. Slavery was atrocious. Slavery was inhumane. It was everything wrong with humanity, where persons of African descent were kidnapped and taken from their homeland and brought to another country where they were stripped of everything. They were less than anything. They were just property. And I want to tell her this is a thought-provoking thing for Khadija Amin, if she's listening. The caste system in India was very inhumane, where it had Dalits, which would have been her great-grandparents. They were less than animals in that country. They were cesspit cleaners. They cleaned the filth of the street. They took off dead animals off the street, which was taboo in India. They weren't allowed to become anything in that society. And they were given an opportunity under indentureship to come to Trinidad to better themselves. So am I to say that the stability of the caste system versus the uncertainty of the indentureship? Because that's basically what she said. So is it that they should have stayed in India and endured that inhumane system rather than come in and seek freedom of the indentureship system? So you see how it sounds, Khadija Amin? So be careful when you speak about African persons' ancestry, and do not put slavery a part of that, because I'm getting this sneaking suspicion. When you all do that, you are trying to trivialize slavery, so that when persons of African descent speak about the impact it had on them physically and mentally, you are going to simply say, that was a small thing. You know that wasn't anything because that was normal. And I'm telling you, stop it, Miss Lady. Stop it, because as I understand, your heritage, part of your heritage is all of African descent. Don't disrespect our ancestors with that nonsensical talk. Stop it now. Slavery cannot be compared to nothing else. Nothing else. And don't ever use that word, slavery, with our African descent. Use it so flippantly again. Stop being disrespectful, young lady. Learn your history, because I know you went to one of those colleges, but apparently what you learned there, like it ain't doing anything much for you. So I'll tell you, revisit your education, revisit history, and understand when you speak, know what you're speaking about. Ms. Felix, thank you so much.
All right. So, Trinidad and Tobago, thank you, darling. I had a little drop-in guest this morning. Thank you very much, my darling. She brought me tomatoes and so on from Paramin and a little donation. I want to say to is Mr. Nicholas of both him and his wife, 46 years anniversary from Paramin. Paramin. So let me say good morning to both of you all, and of course to encourage you to stay safe. And thank you very much. Hey, Jake's boy, we have tomatoes and thing from Paramin, boy. Thank you so kindly. All right, so Trinidad and Tobago. Let me just take this call and then I'm going to read some stuff for you. Caller, good morning.
Morning, mother.
Oh, all is slow, all is good and all is good. Oh, you bring me back to sanity. I was going off here. I was going mad.
Why you say that?
Oh, God.
You're right here. But you know, I want to add something to what Jenny said.
Mm-hmm.
I heard a man who cares on a East Indian program in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
After said to his listeners, if I say East Indian radio station, so that they say multicultural, but you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the gentleman is supposed to be a pundit. You know what he said? There is no Brahmin scheme to Trinidad. Right? So Jenny, thank you. I hope they understand what was said. And we didn't come on the same ship, eh? That's where the problem come in. We have a song, we came on the same ship, we didn't come on the same ship. The way I came on, the reason you came, and the reason I was forced to come here. You came here voluntarily. Two different. Enjoy your morning, mother.
Thank you very much. All right, so Trinidad and Tobago. A candid interview with Dr. Keith Rowley. And that's on The Guardian. I am Prime Minister for all citizens. Lockdowns are disastrous for Trinidad and Tobago. In first of a two-part exclusive interview with the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley addressed a wide range of issues, including the spread of COVID-19, the award of state contracts to reputed gang leaders, and how he plans to deal with the hate speech and racial strife that surfaced during the recent general elections. Let me say to all our listeners and our viewers and our callers, I want to say good morning to you all and apologize for the little break in transmission. We had some technical issues we had to sort out. To Massachusetts and all of you, thank you very much for all your calls and concerns. Question to the Prime Minister. Prime Minister, congratulations on your re-election. Do you agree the recent election results 22-19 demonstrate yet again the sharp and almost equal racial divide between Indo and African Trinidad and Tobago citizens? How will you bring people who feel disenfranchised to the center? And his answer: I don't accept it. I don't believe it. Don't buy it without apology. I challenge the perception of racial politics. Yes, in this election, race came to fore, but a race has not been disenfranchised. We have had free and fair elections. We have had close elections before 1818, 1717 too. People are free to vote for who they want. Politics is about interests. Many factors do or go into victory and defeat. Race is one of the many differences in our country. Religion is another. Geography another. Social standing another. Class another. And how these differences play out in the political arena depends on how people encourage others to behave. Race loomed large in this election because the UNC decided to run a campaign based on race, which they have done for years and intensified in the run-up to the election. They chose to focus only on racial issues and came up with one corridor, something no pseudo-intellectual commentator explained to the population. It means focusing on disgruntled black people who are not getting what they think they should get. The actual campaign went as far as to portray the future of unfortunate people having to grasp if the results came out a certain way. This is not what it was. What was one corridor? Look at your condition. You need a couch, stove, and a fridge. Your government is not doing for that. And it was a black government. Eating grass was used as a symbol of circumstances. I've met people who were paid to stay home, not to vote. Had they succeeded in the campaign they structured and carried out, they would have formed the government today. But they failed. So the effort is to analyze, and everyone is talking race. They ran it solely on racially superiority or inferiority arrangements, which they advanced. Those who ran the UNC ran a racial campaign that backfired. Question: do you deny that we have had tribal politics all along since the first election of Dr. Eric Williams? Answer: we have always been divided because people are different. Politics is about interest and division is about interests. Take Tobago. For 20 years, the PNM couldn't win an election in Tobago. The Tobagonians felt their interests were better served under A.N.R. Robinson, and PNM couldn't win the seats. I was living in Trinidad, and when I ran for an election in Tobago, you know they told me, you from here, but we've been away too long, or you've been away too long. Race was not the issue, but PNM win the seats. We all came from somewhere. Leadership goes way beyond the PNM or public figures. Whoever you are, wherever, whatever you do, be or do it, in business, sport, religion, academic, display leadership. And before I go further, let me say good morning to Mr. Chance, to Mr. Errol Pilgrim, to Mr. Keith Sibiru, to Dominic, and to Wendell Eversey. We spoke to you wholly, and to Jenny, because I was part of the panel discussions. We spoke to you here wholly and solely on leadership and leadership style. And I continue to say, leadership is within. You could send a man to train. This is my perception. In all kind of, take how much courses, in all kind of leadership programs, here, there, and everywhere. I want to tell you, if it's not within you, your results will be zero all the time. This is my perception. No matter how much documentation you get on leadership, if it is not within you, you will get the same results, which is zero all of the time. Before COVID, I personally wanted to reach out to respected leaders in all communities to call on them to choose their better shells in relating to people in their communities by demonstrating tolerance and respect. I do so now. Doesn't blame and racial mudslinging go both ways? We are not sharing the blame for a campaign like that. We in the PNM didn't carry out a campaign like that. All parties wide open. We had people from all races, all religions, all backgrounds. So we are not accepting that the elections were based on race. The PNM is a rally for all, cutting across race, color, creed, and class. Today I am the Prime Minister of all citizens and serve all citizens to the shock of those who ran a racial campaign. After this previous election, where racial words were thrown between parties, people have been calling for laws against hate speech. This recent experience shows us legislation may be required. I will be speaking to the Attorney General to examine misbehavior along racial or other lines to enact legislation. Determine legislation parameters. If we need to, we will ensure people who act to the detriment of the country are held accountable by law. And we taken today in strides. I want to stop right there. Or let me just finish right here, and I want us to discuss what I read right here. Now technology makes it possible to use social media anonymously or openly use hate speech to damage society. Hate speech or use of publications to distribute a national ethos may have to be controlled by laws. I want to stop right here. And I hope you were listening to what I just read. 2 questions asked. Prime Minister, you were congratulated on your re-election, and you were asked, do you agree the recent election results 22-19 demonstrated yet again this sharp and almost equal racial divide between Indo and African Trinidad and Tobago citizens? How will you bring people who feel disenfranchised to the center? Dr. Rowley would have answered, I read it for you. And the second question is, do you deny that we have had tribal politics all along since the first election of Dr. Eric Williams? And he answered, I read it for you. So I want us to have a discussion on this here this morning. And I came eager for us to discuss this morning. Call me on 342-0081 or 478-0595. Caller, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Ms. Sharon. How are you?
Good morning, I'm good.
Sharon, if you look at the question, they do it in such a way. I don't know. I am thinking that these things were well planned, you know, because basically this is the same type of those questions there. I am reminded of the so-called symposium that they held last week or a couple of weeks ago at the week with this same stuff. And it's always the same thing. The impression, one is getting the impression based on those questions is that you know how they like to say both the PNM and the UNC are responsible for the race in this country. That is what they always say. And I am looking at that thing in a funny, it is rather unfortunate when people come to that conclusion. Particularly those who are, on the political situation on the UNC side, they're always saying both parties, as a way that, you don't want to blame too much on the UNC side. So I understand the kind of games that these media reporters and the media houses are trying to see with these questions now. So basically just a continuation of the so-called symposium held by Mr. What's the guy name? And you read Mr. Bishnu Raghunath, right? The same guy who hold the so-called thing overseeing political parties. I mean, to say, Sharon, it's rather unfortunate, you know, it's rather unfortunate, and this is unfortunate, and I think they have to realize, up to now, certain people haven't addressed the so-called racial statements made by the UNC in the campaign. It's like nobody not even acknowledging that, but they always use this mantra, both political parties, or better, you know what they say too? The PNM is not an African party. It's owned by the elitist 1%. That is their excuse, right? So, Sharon Gill, the racialization thing, we really had to have a major discussion. But you see, when you have people like these guys and them with a political agenda, you're going to have problems, right? You have one of them just a couple of weeks ago saying, forgive the relative who made the racist comments because you're affecting the family drink product. Right? And these people are so-called intelligent people that we have to look up to. Sharon Gill, I go on. I will leave some other people to call.
Thank you very much. I hope you're locked on and listening. Let me say good morning to Tobago. And of course, you can see me live in studio. Go to the Street 909 FM on Facebook and please share the live. And I'm hoping that YouTube is up and running so you can go to Street live stream and see me live also on YouTube. Where are all my callers? I know you're home because you all can't go anywhere more than to the market, to the grocery and back home. So I'm waiting on the calls. I don't want when I move on to something else, then you're calling to come back to that. Let's have the discussion now. And while I wait, let me just say good morning to, if Tobago is locked on, somebody please indicate to me that Tobago is hearing us. Caller, good morning.
Good morning. It's a very beautiful day today, and what you are speaking about, it has been there for the longest of while. But you see, when they not speak about it, about the division between the two parties, we PNM government, from the early exception, we have included all races into one. We never look at because he's an Indian, because Eric Williams, he had Indian Kalamed Mohammed and Aaron McLeod and them back in the Aaron Mahabir back in the days. So we are not a racist party, but the Indians and them, remember, they come from a caste system in India, and that was how it was projected to them that the darker skin are the lesser type. So they want to project that Maharaj wanted to project that into our culture. They want to show the Indian that they are better than the darker skin. But it can't work. And welcome to St. Marlin. Right? Thanks for coming to St. Marlin. I'm a neighbor of the same person you speak to. You know? So
Okay.
welcome.
Thank you very
All
much.
right. Nice.
Thank you very much, my dear. Caller, good morning.
Sir,
Good morning, Andrew.
and good morning to each and every one of my voice is heard. You see, this racism, I know this coming from way back from Capaldeo time. Because the Capaldeo and Dr. Williams, he gave Dr. Williams well trouble with this racism, because he telling Dr. Williams that he prefer govern under the white man and the African man than govern under the African man. And this is why I tell people that you see the UNC, all other name club, it is all kind of names that they can come down the road. They're just trying to hide. But that is buried inside of them. They're bringing on couple living right down. That is, they're not about the country, you know. Dr. Williams win the election and everybody has won. People's national movement. It is a movement of people. It does not matter what race you're from. Long as you are with the PNM, you are welcome, because we are about to build a nation. And these are the things that these people still holding on to racism, still holding up to racism, and want to tell us that when they want to win, they grab somebody African and say, well, look, all of us is one. All of us. But that is deceitfulness. I keep telling people that is when you are the order of Satan, you behave in this manner to try to deceive people, but you're not truthful. When you're truthful, everybody working together, you're going on together right through at a certain time when you feel you could use us. You understand? And if according to this, then you could get one of them coming out and saying that you should put things in zinc for PNM people. You understand? Call us cockroach and all kind of things. They're going after the African people. That is a terrible thing. And Dr. Rowley supposed to pass laws now, hate crime. Hate crime. Because these people acting this thing too long in this country. They've been with it. And I want to feel that the African is only answering them, you know. African is only answering back to what they felt out there. We really accept any race when it is that we don't accept. Have a blessed day.
Thank you very much. Now, I want to listen to you all today. Caller, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
And you see this problem in this country we have with our racism, it's deep. First the beginning, we have to pass laws in this country that no school have 70% are one race going to school. Whether it's Hindu, whether it's Catholic, whether it's what. We can't be collecting taxpayers' money and doing them kind of thing. Sean, this thing, what they're trying to promote in this country could never have a good end. When it comes to PNM people, what your man said, it is vote race. Sean, watch the last election there and see the kind of votes them getting one area. And the areas that PNM, when see the amount of votes they get. Where they populated, they never support PNM. No matter if you take a East Indian and put him in front of PNM and you take an African in front of UNC, see if they will give that same support. You know, PNM people will go and support the Indian and PNM as the leader. And Sharon, think about that, how deep it is. And this going on, they train them in the schools them too, Sharon. Why you think that there's one set of teachers to teach you, train them in the school and them? It's to teach you, train them from young to be like that, you know. So that was no mistake. She come out and talk about rams, about the shipping, about cockroach and thing, you know, Sharon. That is what they're teaching them in the schools and them, you know. They're taking them from quite Diego Martin and all over and bringing them and populating one race in a school, you know, Sharon. I could call the name of the school. You could go and see for yourself, you know. What's going on in them school and them, you know, and them collecting taxpayers' money to preach that racism, you know. Anyhow, later, Sharon.
Thank you very much, caller. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Sharon.
Good morning. You just called before? You called before? You called this morning?
I just wonder exactly what he asked for. Just say.
No. I asked. You called me before, right?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Yes. You get. Hello.
Caller.
Yes. Yeah. Hello. Because let me tell you something, Sharon. I just ask myself. There are certain people when you look at the candidates that the UNC put up compared with the PNM candidates, despite the baggage that some of these UNC candidates have, the people will still vote for them, right? And I will give an example. We look at Tableland, and now we understand why the PNM candidate didn't win it, because people took issues with that particular candidate, right? So we can understand the PNM have a moral stance about, listen, we don't like this individual because of his past and what he was saying. He was a UNC.
Caller, I don't share that because you're not sure of that. I cannot answer to that. I cannot answer to that. I can't answer to that. You're not sure that is what was the issue. Jenny, you have a minute and some seconds.
Ms. Felix, when you look historically in Trinidad and Tobago, when the PNM was formed, People's National Movement, it was all embracing. People may have said it was African Party, but it was all embracing. It had different races. But when you look at the history and conception of the UNC, it started from the DLP. It was always about Indian rights and Indian ideologies and everything to do with Indian. And it has progressed from DLP to ULF to NAR to UNC. They have always had that Indian kind of thing. And then they had one of the biggest races, they had H.P. Singh, who would have written a book that indicated, so let us separate Trinidad and Tobago. So let us separate across the Caroni Bridge for the Indians and this side for the Africans. They are the ones who always continue to perpetuate race in this country. Look who went to England to stop our independence. It was persons of Indian descent who felt that we were better to stay under the white man rule because African people cannot rule us in this country or cannot rule them in this country.
Leave it there, Jenny. We're going to the ads and come back.
Okay.
Let's talk on the street.
The official station that defends the nation.
Get interactive with the Street 919 FM.
All day, every day. See us all live on our Facebook page.
Share and comment on our show.
Like our page.
Chat with our live on-air announcers.
The Street 919's Facebook page.
Live and interactive all day, every day. The Street 919 FM.
Come talk with us.
Hey guys, it's Aisha Wells here. Listen up. If you're considering selling or renting your house in Trinidad and Tobago, then call Keelan George with O'Neill's Real Estate Group. He's a good friend of mine and he's been in the business for over 6 years. First, selling real estate in Atlanta, Georgia, and now right here in Trinidad and Tobago. He has a strategic online marketing presence that actually attracts thousands of home buyers and renters. Plus, with his home selling advice and techniques, he's getting homes sold really fast. Keelan will actually guarantee you sell your home or, get this, you can cancel the listing agreement and pay nothing at any time. That's right, you heard me, nothing at any time. Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful, people. Check out www.o'neillrealestatetT.com. O'Neill is spelled O-N-E-I-L, or just call Keelan direct at 363-4030. That's 363-4030.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's Radio.
Here's your opportunity to join Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson of the Church of the Firstborn Assembly and guests as they lead in worship ministries of the Word and Prayer. That's every Sunday at 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. and every Wednesday from 9 p.m. to midnight on the Street 919 FM, where we deal with today's issues from a biblical perspective. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. You'll be given the opportunity to call in and interact with us. Your life and family will never be the same. You are welcome to visit our website, www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.org. Like us on Facebook. Your financial support will be greatly appreciated. Church of the Firstborn Assembly, account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank. You can contact us at 753-1113. with us.
Realest News, Hard Talk.
Real Talk on the Street, 919 FM.
All right, so we are back, and Jenny is still there?
Yeah, Ms. Felix. I just wanted to conclude quickly, because we talk about race, and this is something I always hope that we'll have a conversation in this country, because what has happened to me, in my opinion, there has always been a pacifying of the Indian person's feelings in this country. So when they say anything, if you were to answer back, they adopt this victim kind of behavior, and then we back down and say, okay, you know what? Let us do this, let us not say this. And it's time we need to talk about this thing frankly. I do not think they have a full appreciation of the history coming out of India as Dalits come into a society where they made a new life for themselves, being given money and land for the work. And you have to understand, if you come into that society where we would have met another race who was here before you, would have cut the land, died horrible death, being bitten by snakes and all that, work for no money under inhumane conditions, taken from Africa where they were living free, where they came from tribes ruled by kings and queens, and brought that situation that they bring into nothing. There will be resentment if another race comes and is now working and getting money and getting land for what they would have done for free. So it started with that, and it continued because they stuck to themselves. They were given the opportunity to keep the religion, the tradition, and everything. So they didn't have to mix with us. So they keep that part of them going. However, I firmly believe because they didn't want to associate back with India where they came from as Dalits, they would have created some new class society within themselves as Indian persons and would have morphed their true history with something unreal. And I think that's the unrealness they live in now, because they do not really pay attention to where they came from, but they like to tell us where we came from. We know where we came from, and we know what happened to us with enslavement. But they don't ever focus and talk about what the caste system would have done to their great-grandparents and coming here under indentureship, how they would have to navigate through that. And once they don't deal with their true history, they can't come and tell me about my history. And I think that is the big part of the problem, because they have this kind of inferiority complex, which I feel is masked by inferiority, because they know the grandparents, the great-grandparents know the history from India and would have shelled from it. And what they would have done now, created this denial in them that has this law of superiority above everybody else. And I think once they start to look at themselves truthfully as a people, I'm not saying all of them, but when they start to look at themselves truthfully as a people, they will start to love themselves. Because I don't feel there are people who love themselves. I think they hate themselves. So anybody else who they see have some type of edge over them in their mind or whatever, they perpetuate this kind of hatred against them and want to make you feel that you're less than that kind of thing. The pacification has to stop. If you tell us something, we need to respond to in kind, and you need to deal with the consequences of the things that you're saying, and stop saying we must not say that. They are not allowed to say it. We are not allowed to say it. Nobody is to make us feel less than we, and we is not to make nobody feel as less than they are. Once the field is level and we start at that, I say we will move on. But once we remain not wanting to talk about them, but them can talk about we, and when we talk about them, they start to get on like them as the victim, and then we back down, nothing will change. And I totally agree with Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. I keep saying he's a transformational leader who is taking us to a new society. He is taking the bull by its horn and not afraid to deal with any issue in this country. And that is the type of leadership we want. We don't want anybody like Kamala Prasad-Bissessar who shifts here, shifts there. Look at what she has in cabinet. That alone tell you there's nothing good for this country coming from on that side. And we want to live in a better society where all of us, all races could live as equals. And we African people get equity. Because they can't start with one and then give them one again and give we one. Then we'll have two, we'll always have one. So we need to be equitable when we distributing anything in this country. Thanks, Ms. Lee.
Thank you very much. Paula, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Sharon.
Morning.
Calling from Arizona. I just want to say that I remember in the NAL, when we were part of the NAL at the time, I couldn't remember time some fellas passing on. I was working, and I was a member of the NL at the time, at NL, dancing, and these people were officials on the side. And you know, these people jump out and passing a ball, wheeling power now and all the nigga go see. And you know, I just feel like, can I understand who was the Prime Minister at the time? You know, it was Mr. Robinson. And they were just taught. I don't know, like, the reaction is down, finished. And you know, it's like, and what I gather in my mind, and after a while, well, you know, I continue. And I gather for a long, up to this time, you know, I realized, if you realize these people does not shift, the only way they see like is the part like it's they go in there because you can check it from way back coming down. And you know, right through is because watch how they could have get 18 seats. Now PNM lost elections many times, people move, and PNM people is people from PNM who help these other parties win. But they don't move, and they just say that PNM people this and African people wish about African will be moving most of the time, but most of them doesn't be moving. I want to say also thank God that I want to Indians to understand and put for the PNM otherwise now they understand, you know. But they have a core of people who does not move. They don't move. They only on one thing. So I just wanted to bring your thought to your program, Sharon. So to remind people of things that take place in the past. Thank you for allowing me this contribution.
Thank you very much, Paul. So I continue to read the article. All right, let me take Mr. Archer. Mr. Archer?
Good evening, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, Mrs. Felix?
I'm good. You're locked on in Tobago?
No.
Okay.
You know, I'm more advanced than that. Me ain't going down to them petty thing. Petty thing, them the old people thing. I'm a youth man too.
Papa, you?
I don't go down into them radio thing. That long time thing for I must say, well, my grandson showed me what to do. My grandson showed me what to do. Anyhow, good morning.
Good morning.
Good day, everything, all blessings to you. And my partner, Bruce Williams. Sharon, I want to say good morning. Good morning to everybody. I'm not calling old special names. Sharon, I agree with Jenny. The lady called before Jenny. Sharon?
Right here, listening.
The lady who called before, her name is Jenny?
Yes, that is Jen.
I agree with Jen. Jealous, girl, I agree with you. Sharon, I remember as a youth coming up, when Dr. Eric Williams and Capilio leave to go for independence. After, I don't know if it was rumors or what, but they said that before we get the independence, before anybody came back, there was talk that the BWI plane that took them, Dr. Eric Williams changed the seat and went and sit and talk with Mr. Capilio, with Dr. Capilio. And Dr. Eric Williams and he sit down and had a chat to him because he left what they was opposing the independence. Right? DLP was opposing the independence. They didn't want no independence at all. Right? Because they had the federation and the federation mashed up and Eric Williams said, one from 10 did nothing and all kind of things. And everybody, they come now and put a proposal that they should come to a referendum and this place, and all kind of foolishness. But anyhow, they come and they get independent. And if you hear people used to talk when we go independent or we go so far, this same thing that you hear they talking of. The LP came and mash up, we left came in. I remember Chambers come out and say not a damn seat for them man. What. Then it come from there. They come with DSC and so on and so on. Now we still remain here. But we have Dr. Keith Rowley. Have the same temperament, with the same temper as Dr. Eric Williams. I remember a lot of things were taking place and they said they want police, they want this, they want that, they want the other. And Dr. Eric Williams, you say, well, I want him here some opportunity. Even the Cornwall Highway in Tobago, that was mentioned everybody kick against it. They say, come with me, no matter what you say, what to do, I put in it. So I'm agreeing now with the Prime Minister now. Don't care what. Because all these people trying to do is to divide the country. All they're trying to do is to divide the country. They don't have the other side of people. And then they come in and say, in Lavanti and Silot and Beetham of poverty and what. Darling, Shaban Nina live at Trinidad and Tobago. Take a drive elsewhere, pass through Central and go down other place and we'll see what they can do. All kind of different people going through forests and bill and come and say there are no road, there are no lights. Is African people? No, and I can't understand why they pointed finger at Silot and Lavanti people suffering. They were going Silot to see the condition of the people and they were going there. So I'm only going them people house with all kind of nice things you see inside of there.
For real,
when you cannot afford.
Well put away.
And they're talking about these people living in poverty. They're mad or what? They create impression. And let me tell you something. Camilla Possard Bissessa is an impressionist. And when you are an impressionist, any number could play. Because you're impressionist. Look at the people that she took. Let me put it. I want to put it to be. Look at the people and let me take and put in a Senate. That is insult to the nation. Insult to the nation. All of them. You have to say all of them have something to investigate. Some people are rad, some people are old cloth. All of them have. Whether them or their wife or who. Or something behind them. It's an insult. That means you don't care about the people because you're saying that you already have 18 seats. And no matter what you tell them, they will vote for you. But Camilla Possard Bissessa are saying to you, the vengeance of Moko will fall upon you.
All right, so Trinidad and Tobago, continuing on the article. From Trinidad and Tobago topping the charts of COVID-19 performance, we now have community spread crossing 2,000 and growing with over 30 dead. How did we feel? Border control, elections, lack of testing. Dr. Oli answers. We were not recognized for being immune to the virus, but for our decisive action and preparedness and creating and operating an excellent parallel health system to look after infected citizens. COVID-19 globally has a course to run. Initially, we locked the country down to reduce its transmission, but couldn't stay that way forever. We have an economy to run. People must earn and live. So we came back out cautiously with some restrictions in place. Once we began to mix, went back to some normalcy as expected, people were exposed and there was a surge. Question to Dr. Oli. Are our health systems adequate? Cases are growing exponentially. People are dying. Do we have sufficient beds, ventilators, medical staff? Has enough been done? Dr. Oli answers. Enough in relation to what? We are trying to suppress the explosion of the virus in the population because if it explodes here, nothing will be enough. We can't have enough hospital beds or doctors. If every person vulnerable to the virus in the country is sick at the same time, the volume of sick people as against our ability to treat them governs success or failure. Failure in dealing with COVID-19 is measured by whatever or by whether it has overcome your healthcare system. Currently, our health system is coping. Most people who are affected don't require hospitalization or intensive care. But if they infect the elderly or those with underlying diseases, our health system will be overcome. That is why we keep taking action to slow the spread of the virus, to prevent it from spreading, whether we make mask wearing mandatory or ask people to stay home. As with the public service, to reduce the number of exposed people. That's our national effort. Today in a daily newspaper, there is a photo that makes nonsense of everything I have done. People congregating like a Juve band outside a bank. You wonder if these people have heard what we are dealing with, and do they care that they are exposed to a virus that creates illness and death? Some citizens are complaining, there's a question, that the new mask laws and the risk of fines will most adversely affect the most vulnerable, vendors, construction workers, daily paid workers, etc. What is the alternative? It's a simple ask to wash your hands, cough in your elbow, wear mask, socially distance, don't touch your face, don't congregate. The alternative is not to do it and in a pandemic get sick and die. That is the alternative. Construction workers, example, welders wear protective gear. So what is the story about? It's stifling me. There is provision for those with health conditions. They can get an exemption, but for the average person, a mask will protect you and others from a virus that will kill you. And further lockdowns inevitable. If the virus is rampant and the health service gets overwhelmed, the only way to reduce the exposure of the population to infect people is with a lockdown. We must avoid that, as lockdowns are disastrous, leading to a loss of jobs, closure of companies, and poverty. The Treasury doesn't have the money to carry that. All of that is the knock-on effects from us not doing the simple civic ask of fighting the virus by wearing a mask or following the hygiene protocols. Some people are defiant. They say the government is bullying, well, to good purpose, to prevent the virus from going into your space. Save your life and livelihood. We are fighting a pandemic, for God's sake. Trinidad and Tobago and the world listening. I've heard, I've read, I've seen persons right here on our chat here this morning, right here. I am seeing persons questioning the wearing of the mask. There's a particular individual here who says, I'm trying to get it back to read it for you. And he's saying, or she's saying, or whoever it is, whether it be a real person or not, they are talking about the archaic laws. And I want to tell people something. There is no law in this lifetime to protect you from harm or debt. We know death is inevitable. It's part of our life. You live, you have to die. But if there's a way that you can slow it down, won't you practice it? I'm just asking. I continue to listen to people who want to continue doing the wrong thing. But I want to tell you, I have not been infected. I can't tell you what the feeling is like. But I'm sure there are people who can tell you what it feels like, how it feels. Because let me tell you something. I know a couple who had the virus early in the game. They were one of the couples who was on the cruise ship. And I remember talking to one of the persons, and she said to me, girl, the feeling, you ain't want to get at all. I ain't wish that on my enemy. The husband was more critical than her. Yeah. So if wearing a mask to save our lives, and that the government has to go to Parliament to put legislation in order for us to save our own lives, and you're all condemning that, then as I continue to see here on a daily basis, and sometimes when I get me angry, I always say, I Dr. Rowley and you're carrying on, so I pack up my thing and leave Rowley and go my way. It's either we fighting for their life or we fighting for death. So if you have the opportunity to live for a few more years, won't you take that over dying right away? And maybe in the most gruesome and horrific ways? Did you think that Mr. Warner thought he would have ever been infected? Tim Gopi Singh? Tell me. Come on. The issue here is to save your life. And while I'm on that, 7 things to know about the new face masks legislation. 1. You can wear a face mask, face shield, or face covering. According to the regulations, a face covering refers to a covering of any type which covers the nose, mouth, and chin of the person wearing it. 2. All must wear a face mask in public or when traveling. According to section 6.7 of the regulations, no person shall, without reasonable excuse, be in a public space without wearing a face mask, face shield, or face covering in a manner which covers his mouth, nose, and chin. Meanwhile, section 6.1 of the regulation states, no person shall, without reasonable excuses, travel in a vehicle or vessel without wearing a face mask, face shield, or face covering in a manner which covers his nose, mouth, and chin. Parents and or guardians must also ensure that children with them must also wear face masks if the child is over 8 years of age. Additionally, employees working in spaces which interact with the public must also wear face masks, section 7.6. This regulation includes anyone running or exercising in public. 3. Several exemptions apply. Under section 6.4 and section 7.5 of the regulations, exemptions of a reasonable excuse are as follows. The circumstances in which a person has a reasonable excuse include those where A person cannot put on, wear, or remove a face mask, face shield, or face covering because of any physical or mental illness or impairment or disability, or without severe distress. The person is traveling with or providing assistance to another person, and such other person relies on lip reading to communicate with the first person. The person removes their face mask, face shield, or face covering to avoid harm or injury or the risk of harm or injury to himself or others. The person is traveling to avoid injury or to escape a risk of harm and does not have a face mask, face shield, or face covering with him. If it is reasonably necessary for the person to eat or drink, the person removes his face mask, shield, or face covering to eat or drink. The person has to remove his face mask, face shield, or face covering to take medication, and a request is made of the person to remove his face mask, face shield, or face covering temporarily for security and identification purposes. Solo drivers, children under 8 exempt from face mask rule. According to section 7.4 of the regulations, children under the age of 8 are not required to wear face masks in public spaces or while traveling in a vehicle. Drivers traveling alone where there are no passengers in the vehicle are also not required to wear a face mask. Employees working in an area not for public access or behind a physical barrier are also exempted from this requirement, subject to the Ministry of Health guidelines. 5. Penalty fine if caught without a mask. According to section 6.5 of the regulations, anyone contravening the regulations is liable to a fixed penalty fine set out in Schedule 1. Anyone caught by police not wearing a face mask in public can be subject to a fixed penalty fine of $1,000 for the first offense, $2,000 for the second offense, and $3,000 for the third offense. Failure to pay the fixed penalty may result on summary conviction to a fine of $5,000 and a term of imprisonment for 3 days. No boat rafts ups. According to the regulations, there is to be no rafting up, tying vessels together for recreational purposes. 7. Public transport capacity limited to 75%. Additionally, public transport vehicles have been limited to 75% of capacity for 5-seater motor vehicles and not more than 65% for every other type of motor vehicles as per Section 8 of the regulations. Trinidad and Tobago. I've been in conversations. I've heard persons arguing. I've been called with concerns about the children mask wearing of 8 years and over. And I am saying, if the law says 8 years and over the children have to wear a mask, what is the problem why they cannot wear the mask? Or why can't we wear the mask? You see, every issue raised by the government in order to protect lives is a problem. Citizens of Trinidad and Tobago and people listening to me on the World Wide Web, this is to secure our lives. This is to save us. Why a man must go to the parliament to enact laws to save your own life? You ever thought of that? We are supposed to be responsible and disciplined to know when something is right from when it's wrong. And if it is that we have to use that measure, that tactics, so be it. It's to save your life and not spread it. Let me tell you what I observed. Someone mentioned to me a particular person who is supposed to be in quarantine. And the person was outside mingling with people. You come out to go in the shop or you come out to go somewhere. In quarantine, you are not to move. You have 14 days in quarantine. And I think the government need to look at that self-quarantining at home and so on. Because people are not being honest. You're putting other people's lives in danger. So we're moving on. Dr. Early was asked, what about the borders and the nationals who want to come home? Will you keep borders closed till we get a vaccine? The borders will remain closed, this is Dr. Early answering, while we understand who moves from where to where. We couldn't eliminate the virus. You will see groups came in, tested positive, and we managed their care. And the virus eventually got into our country. Now we've moved from isolation to clusters to community spread. We must compare that to the outside world. If the risks are pretty much the same, then we can begin to think of opening gradually health systems in place, like New York, Italy, and the UK with the tragic images of thousands ill and dead. Were overcome if some people flout rules and congregate and spread the virus, and health systems are overwhelmed. The outcome will be, you know what it will be, for all our citizens. Question asked again. You vowed to expose UNC corruption 6 years back. Has that happened? Answer. Several people in the UNC whose conduct when they were in government is now attracting the attention of the police have still ended up in Parliament to serve. Just before this election, a judge read out 3 hours of judgment against a former UNC Minister of Government in the largest fraud case in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. Despite this, he returns to the polls and Parliament without losing a single vote. Nobody cared. The opposition could have been government. If citizens actively vote for people whose conduct is of interest to the police, they turn governance into a fool's paradise. You cannot be fish and fowl at the same time. You're either wearing feathers or scales. Can we expect arrest, the advancing of criminal inducement is a matter for the DPP, and charging is a matter for the police and commissioner of police. Several members of the UNC cabinet of 2010-2015 have issues which have attracted the interest of the police and are already before court. There are specific instances where large sums of money were mishandled, and there is evidence of it, and that too is attracting the attention of the police. What the government can do is find the evidence and give it to the authorities who are pursuing the matter, and how it progresses is outside the government's control. Question: are you saying your government is squeaky clean, accountable and transparent? Answer: I don't want you to say my government is squeaky clean, as there could be someone in government who has dirty hands, and I haven't found out yet, but yes, there is accountability in the system now. There was not there before. We frown upon the behavior that had become the norm before. We came into office and conducted ourselves with responsibility and integrity. People say governments are all the same, yet my cabinet has not been used as a mechanism to mishandle the treasury, nor functioned as if we came into office to enrich its members. During 2015-2020, there were no ministerial actions that I am aware of where there was conduct concerning the handling of public assets for the benefit of the minister. The opposition made a mountain of how the AG and his family got state rentals as though that's corruption. That's just foolishness. The government has been renting private buildings in this country for years, and you don't think there's a conflict of interest between the AG and his family rental. My government has reduced the number of private rented buildings and begun to occupy the government campus that was languishing. A government department deals with rentals. The AG declared his and his family interests and did not take part in the decisions. In the Integrity in Public Life Act, it does not say that you cannot have a conflict. It says if you have a conflict, you must identify and withdraw from it. Ministers recuse themselves 90-odd times. Recused is not corruption. The system is working. Suppose they had stayed there and conducted business without letting the public or their cabinet colleagues know. That would be corrupt. If you identified it as a conflict and not participate, that's correct. While I have been Prime Minister, no contractor came to me at my residence to discuss any contract. No public officer could tell you I told them to give anyone a contract, and that's the difference. So the conversation continued. Let's talk crime. Until recently, the murder rate in Trinidad and Tobago hovered around 500 people a year. The Commissioner of Police, Gary Griffith, has repeatedly complained that gang warfare has been driven by community leaders who fund the crime with state contracts. Answer from the Prime Minister: we do have a problem of community leaders using their position to corral government contracts and distribute drugs, arms, women. The Commissioner of Police alone can't do it. We must find a way to ensure we don't encourage the gang culture by allowing persons who have a history of criminal conduct to be beneficiaries of largesse provided as a safety net for the most vulnerable and in need in communities. So the word is question asking. If you withdraw contracts, gang leaders blackmail the state, threaten to make trouble, shoot up the place. Dr. Oli answers, there is some element of truth to it. Everything we do has a plus and a negative, and the response must protect the state. When we deny opportunities to certain people without being able to substantiate it in law, it is a different conversation. It is a border problem that saying the Commissioner of Police vets contracts. If there are gang leaders, then why aren't the laws on gangs not being applied? If you call someone a gang leader without being able to verify it and deny then a contract on that basis, it's a crime and the state is liable. If you are a gang leader, there are laws to deal with gang leaders. Gang leaders are not ashamed to pursue their rights. When you take action, you must protect the state. By using credible information, we are trying to prevent career criminals from getting state contracts. And tomorrow, Dr. Rowley on the sale of Petrotrin, the Venezuelan refugee situation, managing a pandemic economy, and the survival of Trinidad and Tobago in an uncertain future. That is part 2. Trinidad and Tobago. You tell me this morning, it's 11:34 a.m. You know, sometimes I really get up on mornings and don't feel like talking. Don't feel like raising an issue. Because you're talking about the same thing over and over. And for some reason, some of y'all just not listening. Let's go to the lines. Caller, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ms. Phillips.
I'm hardly hearing you.
Good morning, Ms. Phillips. You hear me now?
Mm-mm. You're really, really low.
Hello?
Caller, you need to either change your phone or something. I'm hardly hearing you. I don't know. Let me see if it's me. Just now. Hold on.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, you hear me now?
I'm hearing you now.
All right.
Nice.
I go to you, Ms. Phillips.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Let me start from the top. Now, the world, the universe was in chaos, right? Gases, atoms, everybody was doing their own thing. God came with his word and speak his word. So everything become obedient to him. You understand? And he put everything in order. Same thing down here. We have to be obedient for things to get in order. Wear your face mask, wear your face mask. Stay at social distancing, stop the partying. And I'm going lower than that now. What the ants and the batchak? When is rainy season coming, see them batchak and I'm total and pulling up the place because they don't come out of the rainy season. Just like we, look, is a pandemic going on. Stock up your place and stay in. Come out for where you have to come out for, and that is it. God children from the ants and the batchak. Everything is in order with them. They don't bounce up one another when they're walking. They have a social distance between one another and they're going.
What a good example, eh? What a good example. I like that.
And these are things we have to watch. You understand? And we talk about, we talk about slave and things. The African man came here as slave, but now he's being enslaved. You understand? Because we talk about our history, but them hold our history in their hands. So we can only talk about our history. What about living up to our history? Them have the history in their hand, our history, the scrolls, the books, everything with the rape Africa from. That is what we have to be worried about. Not coming down on a ship, you know. Yes, we are worried about what our history is all about, what they have in the Vatican and all of them, all the scattered. Italy, France, everybody got a piece of the African man books. This is what we have to be worried about. You understand? And we're talking about in Parliament now, I will tell you something, Mr. Felix. PNM is a political institute. They don't come to help race. They come to help country. For maybe uplift the country. Look, Mr. Pandey, when you're the opposition leader, once something is good for the country and you know nobody will get it, he agree. He signed the bill. You understand? The reason why this leader here now coming up beside me, the reason why she don't want to sign nothing, because if she sign bills and agree, remember, she have things which she have to hide. Properties and all these things and money and things. So you have to say no to everything, because if you sign bills and you say no to that, they will find something fishy. So she has to protect the perimeter, guarding that. So anything comes, she has to kill. You know, we have to get serious. We're talking about prayers now. You understand? Don't matter how much you pray and you fast, if you don't do the work, the Almighty Father, and live in the way you wanted to live, you will meet him with a rotted face. When he says, you who is called by my name, pray, you understand, and seek my face. You know what I mean by that? When you pray, you go out and do what you ask for. You understand? He will strengthen you. He will give you courage. You understand? Don't just sit at home and you have to pray. You have to pray. No, it's a stupidness going on in Parliament. At least, and people pray for your position, so you get different essences and different this and different that. And no, God depending on us. Why is we? Like, God, we own God. God will pray, and he must do it. God don't work so. God is not that. God don't lie. God don't go back on his word. See, you understand? If you do that, you will be cheating. People have to change for themselves. You understand? They have to do things for themselves. They have to live the reality for them. They have to seek a space by walking the road. Pick up your cross and walk. You understand? What the prophet tell them? You feel like you just sit on one place and pray and pray. And then you should walk and preach and also oppose whoever was in charge. People have it wrong, you know. Because we destroying ourselves, you know, and we just seeing that, you know. We just defeat that and that's the way we have to live. That is not the way. They have all this, you know, in the hand. We have to get to know the way of life. How we supposed to live, how we supposed to meet, seek God's face. You understand? Everybody talking about prayers. Nobody else say prayers is good. Prayers is between you and God, personal, in a secret place. Yes. But when you want to seek his face, you have to go out. What do look mass? It's how people talk, the car buy mass. If there's a panel, why whoever talking about this are no bed in the hospital for the sick and this and that? Why they don't come up and just give away masks? Look the gang leaders on them. Why they don't buy boxes of masks and give away in their community? Put on the gun with killing people and take the gun with the testing temperature with. All these things, you understand? These are things supposed to be rising up in the community. A young leader come, all right, okay. I want a boxer gun and share it, you know, everybody testing the thing. And I want a crater mask. Anybody I see in my community without a mask is a serious thing. Go back home. That is the badness that come out, and that will have to portray the badness now. Anybody without a mask. That is what has to be going on. But we just living wild and thing and feel will die how the future and die with the say, and that is a serious something, and people better get serious and get them see the Father face and know the way of life, my friend. Mr. Felix, you have a good day.
Thank you very much. It's 11:41 a.m. and at the 12 o'clock hour, I want to shift gears a little bit. I want to call Kevin, the gentleman who we have or continue to help and work with. So I want to call him in a little while. Caller, Mr. Chance.
Good morning, Sharon. How are you doing, my dear?
Good morning. I'm good.
Good. First of all, I want to say good morning to all the Titans, Mola Tunapuna, Jenny, the Carols in Tobago, all Titans in Tobago, and home and abroad, each and every one of them. And I want to thank you for this Sunday morning for placing before us, the listeners of 91.9 a position in which we can speak and discuss civilly about it. Because I think that's a very important aspect of what you do, and I want to continue to compliment you on that. You place a position before us, and you ask us to make some comments on it. I want to compliment you for that. My quick comments on it, the first one is pertaining to the question of racial harmony. And I want to say the foundation for racial harmony in Trinidad and Tobago was laid in 1962 by a statement made by Dr. Williams. And for young people who are listening at this time, because I will pay cognizant to a lot of young people are now getting on to the radio, because it's a place where they get information, and they must know these things. And in that respect, I want to compliment the government of Trinidad and Tobago for taking a stand with respect to education, to making sure that part of the curricula will involve the question of citizenship and understanding your country. So I want to first of all say that that foundation was laid by Dr. Williams in 1962 when he says there can be no other India, no other Africa, no other England, yes, and no dual loyalty. In other words, it can be both of them, fish and fowl, as Dr. Ollie is saying. There can be no mother China, no mother Syria, no mother Lebanon, but mother Trinidad and Tobago. And a mother does not discriminate among her children. That is the foundation that was laid by the father of the nation for racial harmony. And if you read Freddie Ferrer's book on politics, you will understand that in the very beginning, many of the banners, when the PNM was building up its foundation, had as a statement on it, racial harmony. And so that was laid there. And it continued. And I want to bring it on to the leadership. That's the leadership we are talking about. Leadership that is giving the right discourse and sending the right message and the right signal to its people. And here, Dr. Rowley, I gave you 1962, and I'm now telling you, Dr. Rowley, on the 7th of the 5th, 2019, here's what Dr. Rowley said, because he's standing on the shoulder of Dr. Williams. And here's what he said. He said, we are building a new society. We are rejecting the corruption of the past. And hear this part. We are not hiding behind race or religion. Let me say it again to the young people. This is Dr. Rowley, a leader, demonstrating to us from in front. We are not hiding behind race or religion. We are standing behind the red, white, and black of Trinidad and Tobago. And here's the last part. We are all in this together. That is in 2019. You follow? And that is what I'm saying. And the other points, I'm saying that's the foundation that was laid. We have some growing pains with it on either side. We have challenges, but that's the foundation. And we've got to always remember the foundation, but that is the basis on which you're going to go forward. The other part I want to comment on is when Dr. Ollie spoke in the second part of the interview where he was talking about conduct. Here's what he said this year in 2020. He said, no one in my cabinet will be allowed to fall asleep because conduct and performance will be appraised on an ongoing basis. If you check the other leaders, what they have said, particularly Mrs. Kamla Prasad-Bissessar and Mr. Baswe Pandey, they say performance beat talk all the time. They forgetting conduct. They forgetting character. They forgetting those values. And Dr. Ollie is instilling in the nation those values. Again, a question of leadership. And let me come finally to the question of the COVID-19 matter. I think I've said on a program already, the government of Trinidad and Tobago is not alone in this. Pandemic means world. And all the governments, their responsibility, the first responsibility of a government is to protect the health and wellness of its citizens all over the world. Guys, when they go to wars, all the different things they do is to protect. That's the first responsibility. And the Trinidad and Tobago, like all the governments of the world, have put things in place. Like what was put in place in 1918, Ms. Felix. In 1980, you had the Spanish flu. And let me tell the people what the governments of the world are trying to prevent. In 1918, you had a pandemic. And during that pandemic, 50 million people died. And 500 million people contracted the virus. They collectively, all over the world, are putting things in place
to prevent us from getting to that number, 50 million and 500 million. We are far away from it. But the governments are working extremely hard to make sure that they protect their citizens. And Dr. Rowley's leadership is standing like that because he's working together with the governments, because we are part of the vaccine situation and all of that. So we are working together. We are all in this together. And I'm saying I want to continue to say leadership is critical, and even more critical at this time when we have a pandemic and when we have economic challenges. Ms. Felix, I want to thank you sincerely for the time, and I want to let you know that this type of platform that you lay is very useful for the citizens because they get the opportunity to hear different points of view and learn different things, particularly with children. Thank you very much for the time, Ms. Felix.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chance. And always. Ooh. Yes, Ina.
I'm so very sorry. I tried to reach the radio to lower it down.
Okay.
Hear what? I want to say good morning. Morning to all your listeners. Morning to, I heard Mr. Chance referring to what Jenny said, but I didn't hear her. Jenny, good morning. Mr. Chance, good morning. Listen to me. You see, education, as Dr. Rowley says, is the key. And there are some people in this country who are bent on distorting the facts. And until we could wrangle with that and put a stop to it, it will continue. I lie down in my bed and I say, let me just listen to a different radio station one morning this week. And brother, certain people who I hear us call all these different radio stations. And when I hear their take on certain matters, and the host and them didn't say, well, no, that is not so. I say, well, we in deep trouble. And until they put certain steps into telecommunications to monitor all the radio stations to ensure that the truth is not being, and history is not being distorted, this is not going to stop. Because that is why Mrs. Kamla Persad-Bissessek and them on the UNC could get so many votes. Because when certain things are put out there and they feel that is the true education, it is not so. And they believe in it, and how to change it if we cannot get a certain and the entire nation to believe what is true. You understand? So we have a problem. We have a great problem because we have so many radio stations and a lot of things I hear on different radio stations. Boy, heaven help us. So Dr. Rowley, I'm in your corner. I'm begging you. You see about the education system. Let them revamp it. And I want history to be told. Because this morning, I heard on a different radio station early morning that indentured laborers were forced to come here. We then were captured and brought here. We know that happened to the slaves. And we know indentured laborers came here because they were told of what they could inherit, what they could work and earn in a new land. And it sounded good to them, and all the who could ill afford, all the vagrants on the street, the sick and the infirm, all body, because there was no high caste that came here. That's why they quarantined them down Nelson Island before they could have come into a population here. So for people to try to distort history, and some of them call themselves teachers, what is being taught in our schools? What are they telling some of our children in schools that they are in? You understand? So a system has to be brought on that has to monitor this education of our own children right now. Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you very much, Zina. Caller, good morning.
Hello, good day.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sharon. How are you?
I'm good.
Sharon, all right, let me tell you something. I'm hearing people with all this thing about the mask. Now, the government is trying to do things to implement people to use the mask. The purpose for it is to prevent the spread of COVID. What is the purpose behind the opposition trying people not to use masks? I want people to understand what it is I'm saying. The government is trying to get people to use masks. The purpose is so that the virus will not spread. The opposition is hell-bent on trying for people not to use masks. What is the purpose? For once in all your life, all you think. Use all your head to think. For once. And that is an especially important question that you need to ask yourself as a person in Trinidad and Tobago. What is the purpose for they not wanting any law to pass to ensure the spread of this virus doesn't continue? That is the most important thing. And you see what Tanti now said there about the lie that is being perpetrated? Yes, there is a serious lie on a lot of stations. And I need also to say and to highlight that apart from the lies on the station, I think we need to put negative sanctions on people who continue to spread lies as well as spread racism. Because we seem to not have any negative sanctions anymore. So people figure they could say and do whatever they want because they face no consequences. Like we had on this station, sadly to say, a person who is before the court was allowed to come and pontificate like he's the best thing since sliced bread. I find that being a problem. I don't care how much they pay. That is a problem for me. Because you're not supposed to allow something like that. There's no negative sanction and people still call it to support him. So much so now that he is in parliament.
Caller?
Yes, ma'am.
And you cannot define the radio station with the laws of the land. This is two separate entities.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is negative sanction.
We have to go to the break. But while I hear you, you cannot define the two. We're going to the break. We'll be back.
Okay.
We know the streets because we talk to the streets.
Come talk with us on the Street 919 FM.
Get interactive with the Street 919 FM.
All day, every day. See us all live on our Facebook page.
Share and comment on our show.
Like our page.
Chat with our live on-air announcers.
The Street 919's Facebook page.
Live and interactive all day, every day. The Street 919 FM.
Come talk with us.
This is Wayne Delamore, Head Consultant and Director of Natural Health Solution. With over 15 years of experience in clinical nutrition and microscopy, we specialize in early detection and prevention. We incorporate evidence-based nutrition and science-driven analysis. Tune in to our educational program every Wednesday right here on the Street 91.9 FM. For appointments, call 222-2189 or 304-5816. At Natural Health Solutions, we offer a natural solution to healthy living.
Join Wayne Delamore on Wednesdays from 9:15 a.m. to 9:45 a.m. right here on the Street 919 FM.
Rest, relax, rejuvenate, and revitalization healing treatment for both males and females suffering from all aches and pains. A special offer for the month of July for $200. Choose from any one of these treatments: neck and shoulder massage, poor circulation, and arthritic treatment. Contact 336-4935 or 492-7397 for more information.
Looking for a safe and relaxed professional massage therapist and nutritionist? Look no further. Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates offers a natural approach to better health. Treat yourself to a professional massage therapy and nutrition advice in a safe and relaxed atmosphere. Rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul at Nature's Touch Therapy. For an appointment, please call or WhatsApp 1-868-398-8282 or visit our Facebook page. Remember, your health is our responsibility at Nature's Touch.
Every child is incredibly intelligent. Parents, reach higher. Be stronger. Join Olive Rice Club, producer of the IBG line of educational products, right here every Thursday morning at 11:15. Get the genius out of the children. Hear how you can work with the IBG phonic program and see your children learn at least 200 times faster. Remember, IBG guarantees rapid progress for champions to turn this nation around. It's right here on 91.9 FM every Thursday morning at 11:15. For more info, call 336-3896 or 725-READ.
Enagic change your water, change your life. Enagic water purifier, one machine, 5 types of water. Enagic makes strong Kangen water with an 11.5 pH. Kangen water with 8.5 to 9.5 pH, healthy drinking and cooking water. Clean water with 7.0 pH. Beauty water for skin, hair, and plants with a 6.0 pH. Strong acid water with a 2.5 pH. This water is known to disinfect, kill viruses and bacteria. Listen to the Street 919 FM with Pastor Alkaline John every Tuesday from 11:05 a.m. to noon and every Wednesday from 8:05 p.m. to 9 p.m. as he talks to you weekly about how to improve your quality of life through purifying and drinking water. For more information, call or WhatsApp Pastor John at 516-286-7079.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's Radio.
Here's your opportunity to join Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson of the Church of the Firstborn Assembly and guests as they lead in worship ministries of the Word and Prayer. That's every Sunday at 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. and every Wednesday from 9 p.m. to midnight on the Street 919 FM, where we deal with today's issues from a biblical perspective. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. You'll be given the opportunity to call in and interact with us. Your life and family will never be the same. You are welcome to visit our website, www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.org. Like us on Facebook. Your financial support will be greatly appreciated. Church of the Firstborn Assembly, account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank. You can contact us at 753-1113. Come talk with us.
Real issues, hard talk.
Real talk on the Street 919 FM.
All right, so Trinidad and Tobago, we are back. And let me say a Sunday good afternoon to all of our listeners and viewers. And of course, remember, guys, you can share the live. And of course, I'm live on the Street 919 FM Facebook page. And I think on YouTube, Street live stream. It's 12 noon. I have 1 hour again to go. And somewhere along the line, I want to hook up with Kevin to find out how he's going. Caller, good afternoon.
Sharon, morning. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Who's this, Donkey?
Yeah.
What going on?
Hi there. What's in the cricket?
Eh.
I listen to the show on my phone. Good program as usual. I want to tell Zina, go to the head of the class.
Mm-hmm.
Zina touching a good topic there. I want to say morning to Jenny. She does be good as usual. And I know I'm watching my cricket. And I listen to on my headphone on my cell phone there. Good program as usual. The last guy who spoke, we talk about the information, the fake thing. They call that Cambridge Analytica. In full bloom, Sharon. That has been existing since 2015. And they tried again with this election. And I was amazed to see that these people did so much wrong and they get 19 seats, Sharon. This place is crazy. So that only make Dr. Rowley work. We had to work harder. The people in this place are not easy, you know, Sharon. You remember Mr. Manning said, God rest his soul, Trinidad is not an easy place to rule?
Sure
Patrick
right.
Manning said that.
Sure right,
Dr.
he said
William
it.
said that. Could you imagine, had in Capildeo days, when Dr. William went to England, we were fighting for independence here. Had Capildeo be the Prime Minister of this country, you know what kind of country would I have in this place? It has something called first class and second class citizens. You hear about that, eh? That is what we would have been having running here. But Dr. William, God bless his soul, God ordained him to be the first Prime Minister. And you must play, Sharon, you must start to play a lot of his speeches. So he wrote a lot of books too. Dr. William wasn't on no racism. So most of his speeches you hear him talk about equality. You understand? And what independent means. And the children, education for all. He never talked about no segregation and racism. He was not of that. Because of how he was brought up. But I don't want to get too in depth there. I want to speak about the pandemic. I want to tell Dr. Rowley, even if he had to pass a law for them to wash their face and their hand, pass it. Because of the kind of jokers we have in this place. They're telling them put on the mask for their only personal use and protection, but they have an issue with it. You know why the parents who have an issue with the 8-year-old and up not to put it on? They cannot control them, Sharon. You have a blessed day. Good program and locked on.
Thank you very much. And let me take this opportunity to send condolences to my nephews. One of my nephews passed away yesterday. Mr. Erwin Modest. So I want to send condolences to his family, to my family, and to everyone. Let me say good morning to Shonan Modest, my nephew, my darling nephew. And let me just say to Trinidad and Tobago, we need to follow the guidelines. And if we don't follow the guidelines, Trinidad and Tobago, or you just start going and buy your coffin. Just follow the guidelines. It's there. Come on. So this is my last call on this topic for now, until tomorrow, please God. But I want to deal a little more positive today, so I want to call Miss Bernard to tell her where we are today, and I want to call Kevin Patterson, that's the gentleman with the 2 children that we found in an apartment, and then finding that, I'll tell you about it when I'm finished with this call. I'll call her. Good morning. Good afternoon, sorry.
Good afternoon, Sharon. I would like to say, well, I just heard you talk about your relatives. Your relatives passing, and I would like to say condolences. I want to thank you for all the work you continue to do. And one observation, a lot of people now are wasting water. You have to wash your hands every establishment you go to, and so on. The next thing is you already have a water shortage. People need to be mindful. You turn the tap off just as you turn it on. You know, so we are having wastage of water now, which would lead to another problem which we already experiencing, water shortage. You know, so I would like to say have a good weekend and thanks for your good work. Yeah?
Thank you very much.
Okay, then it's okay.
So Trinidad and Tobago, while I want you to practice to do the right thing, I also want you to first to practice to be your brother's keepers. And I'll take Kevin first. So let me just take this call while I try to call Kevin. Caller, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sharon.
Good afternoon. Can you lower down the radio, please?
Yes, I'm calling from St. Madeleine. I just heard you say that your nephew has passed on, and I just called to give my condolences.
Thank you so much.
Be strong, and God is good. All the time, God is good. So, pass it on to his family for me, please. Thank you. Have a blessed day.
I will do so. Thank you so much. So Trinidad and Tobago I have on the line on the Facebook page is Kevin Patterson. And this is the guy, the gentleman who we at Titans of Democracy and all with this program would have taken under our wings and together with Needles and all of you guys. So I want to give you an update today as to what's going on. Good afternoon, Kevin.
A pleasant good afternoon to you, ma'am. A pleasant good afternoon to Trinidad and Tobago listening public.
What going on? I see you showing off with your big meal.
That's simple meal. That's simple. It's a simple meal.
I say, what? I better fly down the road. So what's going on? What's going on?
Everything is okay. Everything is blessed, as I say. I must give thanks to Mr. Needles and his family, first and foremost. Give thanks to you, Mr. Alicia, the village, everybody. It's a difference. You see that difference within my son's side since I come on this side.
Mm-hmm.
You see that there's a big difference in with the attitude. The attitude has changed a lot. You can see a difference. Words can't express how they change, but you see it while they're playing, while they're talking. You see how much it changed from his then environment to now.
But how are you going?
Me, I am. Words can't explain. My heart and my mind in the right place. My heart and my mind in the right place because I'm more comfortable. My mind a little more relaxed. Where I can focus more on certain things after like my son's education, employment and stuff. I'm more focused on where I could concentrate on how I going forward and building myself and building my strength. Spiritually, physically, mentally, where it is you can conquer anything. So my heart and my mind are in the right place.
And that is very good to know. And very, very good. But you know, one day you had to give Trinidad and Tobago your life story. But I don't want you to do that yet. I want you to move to the next level. Hear them.
They're just full of joy right now. Laughing, playing, full of joy. The only time when you're ready, I will more than a chance to live my life soon.
Yes.
More than ready.
All right. So we will talk again. I just calling to check on you and see how you're going.
No problem. And as I say, lunch finish around since 9:30.
I see that. I saw that. I said, what? My boy going on?
We don't stick.
So you went out by the market and get your little tomatoes and things?
Well, the tomatoes, with the cucumber, as I say, still out with a little fresh salad with tomatoes and cucumber, together with macaroni salad with peas and carrots and a big glass of movies.
Ay. I hear you, brother. All right, so enjoy your Sunday.
Same to you.
Kiss them boys there for me, and
no problem.
We will talk.
All right, no problem. Thanks again.
Okay. Trinidad and Tobago. I want to truly thank all the persons who continue to support. I tell you, this morning, a lady from Parliament came in. She brought a contribution and she brought me a bag with tomatoes and so healthy food. I want to thank all of you. Here now, so many names to call. I'm hoping to come here one day and just call out everybody's name. You know, sometimes, as I said it to Kevin, and I said it to Needles and his wife. Sometimes in life, you don't try to kick a man when he's down. And I remember how many chances I was given in life in my younger days to make myself somebody. Lots and lots of chances. And I refer to one right here on this very said radio station. A chance was taken, as always said that, you know. I will just take a chance with me on this station. He didn't know if I was going to come and cuss left, right, and center. I take a chance. And with your help and guidance today, our program is where it is and continue to grow and have more room for growth. I'm going to take a call before I go any further. Caller, good morning. Good afternoon, sorry. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sharon.
Hi, from Tobago.
Oh, my God. Sharon, this young man just made me so emotional.
Mm-hmm.
You know what is the beauty? The beauty is always giving a helping hand. It's so important for us to lend our hand to each other. It's so spiritual to lend your hand to each other because we ourselves never know where we will fall in life. And when we will need our brothers or sisters' hand to pull us up. This young man sounds so beautiful. He sounds so calm. And he sounds so progressive that I am sure all he wants to do is to show you, show the world and his children, his pride, and I'm sure you take him from one lane to the other lane. You know, we have two lanes in life, the good path and the bad path. And I think he's focusing on the good path. Young man, I wish you all the best. Take care of your children. When you get older, you will see where the love falls. And you take care of yourself. And always, always be in charge of your own spirit. It will guide you in the right direction. Okay, Sharon?
Thank you so
much.
much.
Have a wonderful day. Condolences to your family from, Leonie, right?
Yes.
And all the best. Keep your show up. It's edifying. It's beautiful. And this is what we need in our country, to encourage each other, to love each other. Okay, sweetheart?
Thank you so much.
Have a wonderful Sunday.
Okay, my darling. And I want to thank her for those uplifting words. And I'll tell you why. Because Kevin from about a week or two ago to Kevin today is totally a different Kevin. And I want to thank Angie, Village, Tunisia for going the distance. For going that distance, that extra distance. And not leaving my side and giving up on me and telling me, Sharon, you're bouncing your head. Because I've been called by one or two persons to tell me I'm making a mistake and so on. I was thankful and continue to be thankful for the advice. But I feel in my heart at this time, I don't know how I'll feel a little later on, that this was destined to happen. This is God's will. This wasn't just like that. Ms. Tunapuna?
Quick, yes, to catch it. Sharon?
Yes?
I know you're almost ready to close this part of the thing, but I have something that I wanted to stay, and I tried a long time to get in. And I want to state, and I want to state to not to bring this patient into any disrepute. But all what I hearing about all this COVID, this and this COVID, that, I want to ask Ms. Jolene John a question. Is she cookie eye or she cookie ears? When Dr. Rowley and the Minister of Health and all who was bringing over the news every 4 hours or so about wearing your mask and wearing your mask, Jolene John wasn't hearing that. Kamala was saying sunlight and Clorox. Put on, come out in the sunlight. And until it hit home to go to say and others, she started to swing. She talked about Jolene John going in Parliament. This is what I said, you know, Ms. China, shame on you, know. You're going in Parliament to bring that down you could talk about. You're not parliamentarian, but a Parliament material. When you could go in and blame Dr. William Rowley for talking too late. Where were you? You wasn't listening to come, but I'm telling something, you know, Miss John. You see that ritual went through with them, you can't see, you can't hear. Until you get into disaster and you realize them don't love you. They don't like you. And they're laughing at you when you see these things. And I'm ashamed of you because I know you to be a very intelligent woman. And I am ashamed now the woman I used to break up. You shame me because I would not make I am a dunce head. And I will never do that. I don't know if you're looking for credit or fame that you will never get because you know what? All the control you want, and I have to stay there for 5 years. I don't know if never ever come back. You were such an independent woman. Look how you bring yourself on that to be let somebody like Kamala control you. That's what I want you to say, Sharon. And then your topic is saying about yourself now, that I will take a chance with you. I too was one of the ones was pressuring you and calling you to say you can't read and all kind of things. And you have come a long way. And I appreciate that. That is why I announced you today to be the queen of the airways. You understand? Because I wasn't wrong, you know. But what we were doing to you, you use it as manure to go into the beautiful flower that you are today. And you let nobody, right down to get out of the station, you could carry on your own show. I know that. All right? So my husband turned off the radio so I can't hear what I'm saying. But I just say, do you hear me loud and clear, Sharon?
Yes, I heard you. Loud and clear.
They come and say, she used to say this. I used to join with the gladiator to talk and call it tell you about junk food. You remember? You remember you was junk food at one time? No, they can't stop you. God has removed your enemy and he has put them under your footstool. And it only should to tell you that I was a follower at that time. I wasn't in the only, I could have been the leader, but I was afraid to go against. I had to go with the flow at that time. You understand? God bless you. Sharon, I love you.
Thank you very much.
All right, I'm going.
Thank you very much, Mr. Napuna. So Trinidad and Tobago. So, you know, sometimes you have to give people a chance in life. And Rishi, me too, don't worry. If you have a problem with that, all you have to do is turn it off. Because it's people like you also will cause people to not develop in society. You know, all you all come to do is just come to bring hate and spew venom. I'm not of that, sir. I'm not of that. So if that's your answer or your way of answering to me, then you have a problem, and your problem is yourself. All right? Let me say good morning to Miss Sylvia Rowley and to Christine Edwards Farrow. Guys, you needed to go on to the Facebook to understand what we're talking about. There's a conversation going on the Facebook page. So, Trinidad and Tobago. Caller, good morning. Good afternoon, sorry.
Very good afternoon. Oh, boy, it felt so good hearing my grandchildren. Felt good. And all is well with them, and it will continue to be. But what I want to tell all of us is that what we're doing for this young man is nothing new to us, you know. That is how we operate. We know, and we always, before we adopted this Western madness, this Western civilization and philosophy that is total craziness, we know of a village raising a child. I remember growing up, and when somebody going abroad to study or whatever, The family come in on the airport and they dip in the bosom and they put a little something in in your hand when you're going away. So what we are doing here for this young man is nothing new, and it is what we're supposed to do. And it feels good. It feels good. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Guys, if you're calling me on the overseas line, there is an issue with me connecting to you. It's not taking the connection. So you need to call me on the normal lines, which is 342-0081 or 478-0595. So you can call me on 1-868-342-0081. That is 1-868-342-0081 or 1-868-478-0595. 1-868-478-0595. Caller, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sharon. Since morning, I'm trying to get you.
Good afternoon.
This is the lady from Lanagan.
Hi.
I'm glad to hear about the young man how he feel happy and his children was happy. And thank God for you and whoever helped you. And I wanted to say sweet as you are. You look so sweet Friday when I saw you. I didn't get a chance to tell you.
Thank you very much.
All the goodness that you're doing, God blessing you, and it will go to your children and your grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So all the best and condolences for the death of your nephew and his family. Yeah.
Ah, boy, thank you very much.
Thank you. Right, bye.
Thanks. Caller, good.
Hello? Hello?
Good afternoon.
Sorry for that, Miss Sharon.
Good afternoon. Can you turn your radio down, please?
I turned it down already, but let me take it off. Yes, Miss Sharon.
Good afternoon.
Your friend.
Mm-hmm.
How you going? I don't listen to you every day. So long as you're on a day, you're there, you know. I like how that little boy, that young man and his children, I like how I hear how they going, boy. What? I'm doing by me right now in a time and to organize myself better inside here because I want to start back to see if I could start back to so. But say what, still, God is great. Everything is in His hand. I feel let me get you a little call before you go off today. Okay then? Thank you. Reach home safe.
Thank you very much. All right, so Trinidad and Tobago. Let me see. I have to try to connect with one more person. Caller, good afternoon.
Sharon, I'm going to be short.
Mm-hmm.
When last you heard from is Nicole and them?
Who Nicole?
Is Nicole Polly's daughter?
There is something going on.
Oh, I took it. But you know.
Yeah, but I don't want to make it public.
All right, no, I just asked you.
Yeah, I know.
All right, good. Yeah. So I was telling you, call them if you didn't.
Mommy called
me. Right, good.
Mommy June called me.
Right,
and,
good.
So I have to call Nicole.
Right, good.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much, Zena. All right, so hold on for me, guys. All right, so Trinidad and Tobago and the world by extension, I have Miss Bernard on the line. Miss Bernard?
Yes, good morning to you.
How are you doing?
Well, so far, so good. I just feel a little painful this morning.
Oh, gosh. Well,
Yes.
to tell you, you're live on air. And I am calling you to give you a little update.
Yes.
To tell you that we're ready for you in a short while. I am just waiting on the persons who I would have brought to you.
Yes.
To get confirmation by tomorrow. And then I would call you, or they would call you. They would call you, I think. But I would call you. And then we're going to arrange for a day when the whole thing going to start.
Okay.
As the young people say, we're going to turn up the whole place.
I agree with you.
So I just say, let me call you and give you all the updates. So we on our way to putting you in a comfort zone.
Thank you, Jesus.
All right?
Yes.
So how is my girl, how your daughter going?
She is blessed.
Like she cooking?
Yeah. Yes, girl. She cooking a little something there.
Nice.
But I want to tell you, though, in spite of everything, I want to tell you, Sharon, you're really blessed. And I want to tell you, thank you. Thank your crew, or whoever they are, especially CEO and who was here. I want to say a special thanks to each and everyone, even for Trinidad and Tobago, all who support me. I want to tell them thanks, and I pray God that He open up doors and windows and the blessing just start to flow all over.
Thank you, darling.
Amen. So I have nothing much to say because God is good, and I want to say that. You know, this morning I sat down and my mind was on you.
I nearly come by you the other day, you know.
Why you didn't come, girl?
Wait, again, I had to, it was the time was running out. I was picking up the contributions from people. And I had one person in Maruga. I reached La Brea. And then I say, oh God, when I watch the time, I say, good, I was speeding now to come back up the road. To go up here now, real pace, 3 days I was on the road from morning till night time until my husband started to quarrel with me.
Oh God.
So I said I ain't want to stay out too late again because you know how things going. So
yeah. Something. The other day I went to the bank. Some people donate little funds to the bank for me.
Excellent.
And what happened when I went to the bank Thursday, they're saying how the account is closed. It's closed since in August. So all who send whatever, it didn't come through the bank. And I have to go back to
open back to activate it.
Yeah, and Princeton branch is not working. I have to go quite to Marabella, Nola Romaine, in RBC, that is in Royal Bank there. But that is down Gulf City down there. I had us to go to do it. So I want to say, anyone who is supporting towards me, please don't try to send it through the bank because it would not come through because of the account is closed. I don't know, because that is how I was not working anymore. So they see no funds wasn't coming through, so they closed it off since in August. So to reopen it, I have to go back. And it will take a little while because, Sharon, I don't have no funds in my hand right now to move. And as if somebody have to move with you, you have to have money to pay them.
All right. Well,
So-
here what? I will call you after the program.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, thank you.
All right, darling. I'll call you. when I
Sharon,
finish.
all my love go to you. My heart goes to you, Pukion too. And we want to say a special thanks to you. Special thanks, Sharon. Thank you very, very much. God bless you, Sharon. God bless you. All right, Trinidad and Tobago, thanks very much.
Thank you, darling.
All right,
I'll
bye-bye.
call you after the program, which is in a short while from now.
Yeah, no problem. I'm right here.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Mano.
Good afternoon, Sharon.
Good afternoon, Mano.
Good afternoon, the Trinidad and Tobago, everybody, from captain to cook, from Patina to potato peeler. What that lady just said there is very true. If you have to have somebody to move around, if you have no money to pay them, trouble take you. Trouble take you. It's a good thing sometimes that I have a brother that's moving around sometimes. But if you have nobody that's talking about money, I come by and do something, but you have to pay me, nobody ain't doing nothing unless it's your blood brother. And it may have one two people that do something for you, but some people, you've seen them getting fed up, So you try to do everything on your own. I try to do everything on my own. Lady, thank God that you still have strength to do something for yourself. May God richly bless you and bless all the people that have problems that they move around and bless the people that are helping them. Thank you for God. All your people, do something for somebody today. Maybe tomorrow the table might turn around. I'm not hoping that it do, but do something for somebody today. Just remember, love is the answer. Zina, good day to you, Mr. 1285, everybody, Bami Sauce, I hope they climb mango tree, rain falling, look at the mango tree. Bruce and Pastor Google, good day to you, gentlemen. And Sean, to you and your family, have a nice one. Love and the Bego Bonnet, and the Mongo. Very good day to you. God.
Thank you very much, Manu. Right. Oh, gosh. All right, so guys, the countdown is here. It's 12:35 p.m. I'm leaving in a short while. So guys, the lines are open. You can call in. Let's have a discussion on anything. You have a few minutes. Anything that's bothering you. Today's Sunday. What is bothering you? They're not wearing the mask. Somebody sent me some pictures. Hi, Shahid Ali. And good afternoon to you and Audra Cole, Carolyn Sandy, Camelia Edwards, Spanish Span, Bernadine, Andel, D. Jocelyn. To all of you, good morning and good afternoon to all of you on the airways, on the live stream. Yes, 1285. You of all people know you have to turn down your radio.
Okay, it's a phone, you know.
Hey. But
it's a phone I don't listen on.
The phone doing better than you?
You see what I just always have to tell you, Sharon. Tears come at night when I hear them children playing, and then I come back and hear the lady. That is why I just always say, I wonder what God was thinking when He created you. He must have been knew everything about we, because He made our dreams come true. When God made you, He must have been thinking about we. The titans of democracy. Sharon, what you will do without you, girl? As for me, oh God, I hear anything. I have to hide it under the pillow, you know.
because I just want to get to the kitchen in the morning, my evening greetings to Mr. Malcolm, Miss Gemma, Miss Angie, Miss Thomas, Mano, Mommy Saul, Mother Punapuna, you know we love you, eh? We love you, love you, love you. Jenny, Mr. Chan, Laura, and Miss Gloria. Sharon, I look on and listening. That's the problem I'm having is that phone I'm listening from.
Oh, okay.
Okay, darling. So you reach home safe and go and eat that big lunch you have home. I know you have it waiting.
Girl, I can't wait to reach home.
Kevin do better than we.
Girl, and if you see, and let me tell you, every day he just send a little video for me. They go down, they go take a little sea bath, and he will send me a video. And this morning, when I do so, I say, I say, what? My boy sent me a nice meal.
The best thing to go with it, Morby, no soft drink. Morby. That is the best thing for them children. I have a grandchild at the age of 3. Yesterday, 8 with that child bowling fishy mask. She bowling fishy face mask to put on.
Yeah. Put on the child face mask.
And she the lion tell her I have it, and she come down by because to come down for the day. And she granny I said, no, I don't have it. You talk about ball 3 years, eh? If they get a chance to sleep, or she's sleeping. Yeah, so I looked on and listening. So I don't know why we big people don't get in our gear and keep on the mask. Reach home safe, I looked on and listening. Good evening, Lucy. I'm going.
Thank you very much. Let me say good afternoon to my UK friends. I ain't forget all you told to Terry and all of you in the UK. Terry, say good morning, Miss Felix. Lovely program today. Well done. You're looking rather beautiful today. I don't know if it's your hair. Terry, behave yourself, please. Caller, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my celebrity. How are you?
Hey, good afternoon, my dear. You find the place good, eh, to come back out?
Yes.
Nice.
I can come by any time now.
That's right.
Yes.
And I told Kevin about this stuff, so I have to carry it for him. I wonder if I put it in my van. I think so, you know.
Oh, so whenever you have time, because I know how this is for you.
Yes.
Yeah. I just want to tell him, may God continue bless you to do his work. Okay?
Thank you.
And don't worry about what nobody so like that person and writing up them things there.
That's okay. That's okay, Gil.
Love
I don't
you
have
and
time.
God bless you.
Thank
yeah,
you.
You are a blessed person and your family. That's why looking so pretty all the time. It was so nice seeing you yesterday. I was excited. Now you want to show it, you know.
Oh gosh, Alice, make me feel
I
so
will try
good.
to see anytime later down the line and say how things go. I'm gonna let you know whatever.
Okay, my darling.
Okay. Okay, love you.
Love
Have a
you
blessed
too.
day.
Bye-bye. Oh gosh, guys, you always make me feel so full. Oh God, sometimes the tears just want to run out, but I want to tell Lola it's in my genes. I like helping people, but when you do, sometimes some people just call you. I don't know, it's my intuition is get the vibes. And there's really know who really need that extra help. And like Miss Bernard. Miss Bernard is so humble and so sweet, the environment and the situation, but she's so humble and jovial and, oh boy, she's make you feel to just go on and on and on. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Well, I'm not hearing anything, so I don't know what's going on. I feel that is that's looking like Teresa. I don't know why, but I'm not hearing anything, Teresa. Yes, guys. So it gives you that bit of encouragement to go on, you know. So I want to say to all of you again, all of you who have supported, not like some of us who want to come up to ridicule persons. I don't want nobody to ridicule me. I don't want nobody to tell me what I could do and cannot do. I don't want nobody to come to try to embarrass me because I have no shame. What I want you to do is come and say, I want to be part of the team to help persons who are in need. Let's do that. Caller, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sharon.
Good afternoon.
I just called back to tell you, you're a blessed one. And who Jah bless, no man curse. So you just keep on doing what you're doing, we have your back. Reach home safe to your family, and have a blessed day.
Thank you very much.
All right, Duncan out.
All right, Donkey. So let me say good afternoon to, again, Tobago. I don't know if you're locked on, but I know some of you all using your computer, so I know you're on. And to my Tobago friend, my Tobago financier friend, who always guides me in the right direction of using the monies wisely. Caller.
Good afternoon, my dear.
Load on your PC. Good afternoon.
Oh, it's the computer that I have on, yeah?
Yes. What's on? What's up?
Not calling to give condolences to you and your family.
Yeah.
First and foremost. And to tell you, we love you.
I know that.
Yeah, all right? You don't stress. When you can't do it anymore, we will do it for you. You know the Titans. All right? I will keep saying, you don't mess with the Titans, right?
They know that. For real. You know when you start to interfere with me, if you were flying, Mr. Chances jump in quick, and then Jenny come, and then Angie just come out just so, and she just start.
That's right.
Hey.
Because we are the Titans.
Hey.
I don't have much to say because everybody doesn't say everything that I have to say, but I had to call you to tell you condolences. Keep strong, my love. We love you, and everything is going to be okay. God don't give you more than you can handle, and He's given us a lot to handle, but we can handle it. Dr. Rowley can handle it, and everything is going to be okay. Dr. Rowley was anointed, and don't touch that who was anointed, all right? So you take care, all right? Take care of yourself and take care of the family, all right?
Thank you so kindly, my darling.
All right, baby. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Caller, good afternoon.
Yeah, Sean, good afternoon.
Hey, tall man, what's going on?
Yeah, I listened the whole morning. I ain't out in and out of the market. Right now, I'm preparing for tomorrow because now we have protocols to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know doing that?
No.
Oh.
Separating everything to each team to we have social distancing.
Right.
I does make my preparation long before, so when they come out, it's just to give people let them run. You understand everything in order.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I was listening to your list was the nephew died.
Yes, passed away yesterday. And when I say my nephew, I ain't talking about no little child, you know.
A big man.
I have nephews older than me.
No, yeah, but that is the kind of thing that happen now, eh? You understand? That is the kind of thing that happen now. So I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
All the way strong. So all to Trinidad and Tobago, as we locked on, listen, all let's spend a good day. You know what I mean? Enjoy the day and God bless.
Thank you so much.
Still locked on. I'm over and sweating here. People that feel this work is not which you're supposed to know. It's not.
It has no thank you.
Yeah, and I know rest.
Mm-hmm.
This people can real hard work, you know.
It is.
Yeah, I know rest. So, Sean, enjoy it.
Thank you very much. Let me take this time out as we say CPEP. Good morning good afternoon, in fact, to Stacey Spencer, my darling, my real girl. She always trying to make sure everything okay and happening nice for the contractors. Thank you very much, Stacey. And I'm glad that you're locked on and listening. Caller, good afternoon.
My sister.
Hey, singing Francine, my dear.
How is my little Isaiah?
Cute, little Isaiah. Just now Isaiah passed me not telling me eating too much. Girl, if you see the boy cheeks, if you... I will
That's
send
good.
you
You
a
can
picture.
run it off. That's all right. I am just calling to give you my condolences about your nephew. And to let you know, if I knew that song that the lady was singing, I would have sang it for you. I feel happy to hear the gentleman with the children's voice this morning. You know, he sounds so happy.
And that is what we need to do for each other. Don't wait until the bottom fall out of the bucket. We need to be helping each other in whatever way we can. And you know what? Money isn't all in life. Sometimes a kind word, it helps. But, and also, I would like, I'm not into discussing politics and such.
Yeah.
But we are all human beings. Mr. Warner is one of my fans, and I would like to send best wishes to him and his family because, he's not so well.
Yes, I tried to call, but it just keep going to voicemail.
I understand. But then I'm quite sure someone will hear this call and relay the message to him. But we are all praying for each other, and God is good. He, and only He will take care of things for us. And I only know this one. I wonder what God was thinking when He created you. I don't know no more. I will learn it and sing it for you one day. Tell the lady sing it more often so I will learn it.
I'd appreciate. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and have a blessed day, a beautiful morning to Mother Tunapuna and Mr. Chance, Sister Jenny, Brother Bruce, everybody. Have a blessed day, and we love you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, my
Bye-bye.
darling.
Bye-bye.
Carol, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, my dear Sharon.
Good afternoon.
Oh, I'm hearing all the showers of blessings upon you. Well deserved. Sharon, I want to extend condolences to your nephew, to your family on the passing of your nephew. And to tell you, too, that your girl, Patricia, yesterday was her birthday.
Oh, Pat, okay. I haven't spoken
Yes,
to her for a
yesterday was her
while.
birthday. So before you leave, you could play something nice for her.
No, I wouldn't be able to do that. Bruce will do that in the morning when he comes.
All right,
I can't
okay.
DJ from where I am today.
Yes, all right. And, oh yes, I want to say too, what a difference a day or two makes in somebody's life. When I heard Kevin and the children, I said, my goodness, last week Sunday, it was miserable. And today, you're hearing the joy and the laughter and the children, wow. Sharon? And then you heard the lady from Labre, what's her name is Miss
Bernard.
Miss Bernard, beautiful spirit too. In all her conditions and challenges, she's still able to smile. Girl, our Bible have it. Let your light so shine before men that they will see your good works and glorify God. And these people, you really brought joy into their lives with the help of God and the Titans and everybody, So blessings to you, my dear. Continue to keep up the good work. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Carol.
Good afternoon to you, Sharon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Porter Spain. How are you?
Well, I am fine. I would like to extend my deepest condolences to your nephew, relatives, friend, Sharon. These days, it's so, what we had to say, whenever we lost a loving one, the restriction, we can't really come out of how we be, but as we know, God knows best. Sharon, one of the mantras that disturbs me is when I hear the rhetoric that goes on with some of the analysts, some of the defenders of the opposition, as cloudy as they are, saying that all of us are the same, meaning that the PNM is involved in racial force. Sharon, this opposition leader, as far as I know, have not condemned one single racial sport by supporters or any one of our members of our party. Never condemn it. So when I hear people saying that it's deported them, no. Say it's them alone. Not both of them. And when we see the quality of the people that was appointed to the parliament by this opposition leader. I said, Lord, Father, help us. Sharon, you know, it's up ungratefulness all over the place. You know that a certain footballer was in trouble in a foreign country, and it's the PNM under Patrick Manning got them off so that they could be here in Trinidad and Tobago today to be jumping up with a cloudy party they call the UNC. Sharon, did you know that?
No,
Sharon?
No, I didn't.
All right. Well, I guess you don't like football. Because if you didn't like football, you would have no.
I like football, but there are some people that make the football not likable sometimes.
Well, I understand. But if you believe that we don't know, we know. So, Sharon, thank you again for doing a fine job, making sure that the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago was getting the facts. Not make-believe, not hearsay, not crying, not grunting, but the facts. Thank you very much, Sharon. Have a nice day, and make sure that the callaloo is well done when you reach home.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, so Trinidad and Tobago, this is where I have to come to the end of my show. And again, I want to apologize for the start. You know, from time to time, we're in the technology world, and you must have a little glitch. And I want to thank all of you who have contributed to the program this morning. All of you who continue to contribute to all the exercise that the Titans of Democracy will be engaged in. I want to thank so many of you. But I'll do so, you know. In the coming weeks, I'll be doing it. I will do it. So to all of you, know yourselves, who would have contributed in some form or fashion, to all the contributors, I say thank you very much. Those who would have left with Angie, with Mommy Sauce, those who I would have picked up, where Village would have collected, I want to say thank you to everybody. And those who continue to contribute, I even say thank you to our listenership and our viewers on the live stream. Thank you so much for making our program #1 in the morning, right here on the Street 909 FM. So guys, I'm gone. Talk to you tomorrow. Please, God, be blessed, be safe, be wise, wear your mask.
Talk your talk, but we know talk. Come talk with us. The Street 919 FM.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Looking for a safe and relaxed professional massage therapist and nutritionist? Look no further. Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates offers a natural approach to better health. Treat yourself to a professional massage therapy